Okay, so hi everyone. So we're doing our second webinar about Diamond Club, and this one is about finding out how to qualify, going over all the qualification periods, or the qualification criteria, sorry, and just getting some really cool tips for success in Diamond Club. And Ange, you did Diamond Club last year, so we've got Ange as our special guest today. Did
Hi.
last year, and because she's at work at the moment, and it's a wonderful example of. Sorry.
The great thing about what I do is, you know, I have a catering business, so I do functions on the weekend, and I'm ad hoc, and I have a cafe, and the other spare days, maybe 2 spare days, and maybe half a day on the weekend, I spent doing Diamond Club. So for me, the awesome thing about it was not necessarily ranking or, you know, coming number 1 in Diamond Club. It was really just consolidating silver for me. And that's what it really did. I mean, you know, I wasn't a person who did, you know, 100 enrollments every month. I did the 18, I got through it and I did it. And the great thing for me was that it consolidated my three legs and consolidated, and I got to places where I wouldn't normally think of going because you just push yourself to travel. I did one out of town. I went to Singapore, I went to Melbourne, Sydney multiple times. I think I went to Melbourne twice in 1 month. I went to Sydney twice in 1 month. And it was literally, you know, staying with my team, staying on their couch, having those moments, talking about oils. And that's how it really, you know, you built those relationships. And that's why Diamond Club was so powerful for me and my team.
So I just want to, sorry, interrupt, Ange. The great thing, you know, the example we're trying to portray via Ange is that, yes, there are people, possibly like Jess and I, who took time away from what we used to do to really dedicate our time to Diamond Club so we could smash it out and do 100 classes in a month. And of course, that is great if you can do that. But Ange is a really good example of someone who is really busy already, but she just fits it into the slots of time she has. She actually uses her business as a way to network. So while she's already doing what she's doing, she's leveraging her time to sample, talk to people about oils, and then she has people to come to classes when she does them. And it was a way, again, and she didn't actually rank advance in Diamond Club. It was actually 2 years ago that she did it. But what she platinum, many silvers underneath her, an international leg in Singapore, which she was able to visit once with an exceptions request. I don't know if they'll still do that. And while she may not, while she may not have necessarily the diamond title, she's actually earning pretty good money because she's created fantastic relationships with her downline and got incredible volume coming through. So,
and I think it's sorry to interrupt you, Sarah. I think it's all about believing in your leaders to become leaders, whether if they're at elite or wherever they're at, because then they start to own their own business rather than me trying to like hustle every month trying to get the figures up. You know, they're actually taking control of their own businesses at the elite level or you know, premier level or wherever they're at. They're actually owning it because I've taught them as individual leaders to do that, and they don't necessarily want to be diamond. I suppose they want to be diamond, but at the moment they're really, it's a really long-term goal for all of us, I think, rather than a short-term kind of, I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm dry.
Cool. Well, has anyone got any questions for Ange on how she managed to do diamond? May not necessarily won a prize, didn't actually rank advance, but I would say 100% had someone do Diamond Club, and she's got several leaders in her team in their own right. And And to be honest, I think Diamond Club was what set that up
100,
for you.
100%, because I'm not doing every single enrolment in my team. I've got leaders that are showing up and doing it. Yeah, showing up and doing it. And when you do it and they see you stepping up and doing the classes and traveling and doing it, you know, then they want to do it. And the great thing about it is hopefully I'll do Diamond Club again next year and, yeah, rank advance to platinum.
Well, there you go, guys. That's official.
Woo. Woo. Woo.
Does anyone have a question for Ange, how she managed Diamond Club around working? And I can read them to her because she's driving, so she wouldn't do that.
No.
No?
I would love to know what Ange is doing differently this year in preparation for Diamond Club, or what are you planning to do differently?
Haven't quite thought about it, to be honest. I have quite a few strong legs, so this is a forum where we can talk about this, but I really want to consolidate my third leg and my fourth leg for Diamond. So for me, that would be my strategy, and really looking and putting the feelers out for new areas and really just trying to get classes going in areas where I need the volume, really, to be honest, and finding and encouraging the people who are in my team to perhaps share. And I don't need them. I'm not going to say, hey, I want you to be Diamond. I'm just going to say, hey, if you've got some friends that you'd like to share, and, you know, we sample and do all of that, do all the things that we know to bring it back to basics. Because I think this whole stigma of we need to be blue diamonds in, you know, next month or whatever. I don't think that's a goal for everybody, especially when we all have I've got 3 other businesses too, but obviously that's my goal, but it's not realistic for me. And sometimes that really just, people go, oh my God, that's just way too much, I can't do it. But if you say to them, you know, how about we share with 3 or 4 of your friends, let's get together, maybe that's more of a realistic way to get leaders to share, I think. I feel.
Awesome.
You know?
And I think it's just a great example of how you can do this business and have a really busy other part of your life, but still be able to do this business. So, you know, not everyone has leave or long service leave, or has a family on board or family close to them to take the kids, or whatever it may be. But if you look at your pockets of time that you have, and you know, you run 3 other businesses, that's epic.
And I've got 4 kids, and I have 4 kids.
And you have 4 kids. Oh my God.
Yeah, and 4 kids. And 4 kids.
Yep.
And a travel business, a catering business, and a cafe, and my doTERRA business. So that's 4.
Amazing. Amazing.
It's doable. You just have to have the passion, and we all have that.
Yeah.
And you have to and you've got to plan. It's all about planning, right? I'm going to go to Sydney this weekend, I'm going to see this person, and we're going to line it up. You've got to invite, prepare, you know, pipes, sample. That's you've just got to do it. doTERRA has those the pipes in place to be able to do it, and we've just got to go back to basics. And I think I think this year everyone I think in our team is doing the same thing, going back to basics.
Yeah. And do you think putting the blinders on and not looking what other people are doing, because you have to do your own Diamond Club, your own
100%. It's you know, you can only do what you can do. And I say to Sarah, you know, oh, we need to do this, we need to do that. And then now we've started, you know, getting the momentum of getting back to doing classes. And don't beat yourself up about it. Just plan.
Yep.
It's all about planning.
What you can do. Because someone else, like we said, might be doing 20 classes a week, but that's not possible for you. So, but you can still do Diamond Club, however it works for you. Awesome.
Yeah, and the great thing about it is that it helps other businesses too. You know, it all kind of helps. So. And
I love that you're doing this from your car. Ultimate multitasker.
I am. I've got Eskies in the back. I've got food. I'm delivering food. It's all happening.
Oh, yum. Okay, well, we'll let you go. Do you have anything else for Ange, Sarah, before she goes?
And I think even one weekend, Ange, because she was busy, managed to take her husband with her to Melbourne. So she jumped up as a weekend away with husband and Diamond Club. See?
Yeah.
It's like ultimate multitasking.
Oh, well, thank you for your time, Ange. And let you go and deliver that yummy food. And
See ya.
yeah, good luck with your Diamond Club preparations.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
See you, Ange.
Bye, Cezzy.
Bye. I'm going to mute you now.
So, an awesome example. Yeah, Sarah and I were chatting, and we really just wanted to make sure that you know when you're thinking about doing Diamond Club that you don't have to be the big voice with the big time and the big website and you don't have to be that big doTERRA. You don't have to go all in. I like to go all in, but you don't have to have all the time in the world and not have other commitments. You can actually do Diamond Club and fit it in the pockets of your life. It doesn't have to be a big scary monster. So I think when I speak to people that have done Diamond Club twice, their second time, and I know I was speaking to Catherine before we started. Catherine's on here. Feel free to unmute yourself, Catherine. But she is doing Diamond Club for a second time, and I think a second time round you have a different perspective. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the people I'm speaking to, they seem to be a little bit more relaxed and calm, and they have some really good planning in place, and they're just going to go for it. Is that what you would say, Catherine, that you've got a bit more perspective on it? It's not such a big, scary monster?
No, I actually didn't find even the first time, like there was a lot of people that were doing it when I was doing it that were stressing out and about it. And it really wasn't any different to planning classes and workshops at any other time. Like I want to go out and share the oils and share my experience with them and the benefits that they've had for my family. I've got 6 children, and 3 of those are on the autism spectrum. Another one has ADHD. I've got my eldest is at uni and she's on the autism spectrum, so she can be on the phone anything up to 6 times a day with some sort of stress or worry or something, because something hasn't gone to clockwork. And yeah, so I just went about it as I normally did. It was just that it was Diamond Club rather than normally not, like I'm trying to do classes, book classes in, and I'm wanting to share the oils and the benefits of those oils with people. So to me, if, someone signs up, gets enrolled, gets their oils, I'm over the moon, but I'm over the moon because they've got oils in their life. Not really because, it's a bonus that, it's Diamond Club and they get bonuses and I get benefits from it as well. But it's more about getting the oils into their lives, and that's really, what I want to do.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So, so some top tips. Did you have any top tips, Catherine, for getting prepared for Diamond Club?
Look, I think probably the biggest thing for me is making sure that I had food in the fridge for the kids that were left behind.
Yeah.
And, because, if the kids have got food and their basic needs are taken care of, I was more relaxed going away.
Yeah, I was the same.
Yeah. So other than that, that was probably my biggest thing, and that I will do again. And also too, I think my first month I was really prepared. Like the day Diamond Club kicked off, I had that first weekend, because it kicked off on a Friday, and I had classes booked in all that weekend with that first month. And I sort of got so caught up with that first month that I didn't have as many booked in for March. So I think when you're sort of preparing, don't just look at that first month of Diamond Club. You sort of got to stretch it out and actually book classes and have things booked in and overbook, because people do cancel or pull out or change or whatever. Because if you don't have enough classes or workshops booked in, then you're not getting them done and you're not going to have your quota up.
Yeah.
So look ahead. No, don't just look 1 month ahead. Look for the whole 4 months or 3. Was it 3 or 4 months? I can't remember.
Yes, 4 months.
4 months. Yeah, 4 months. Yeah.
And I would say, when we were thinking about doing this webinar, I was thinking, one of my tips would be try not to get too caught up in the details of the actual Diamond Club just yet. I would concentrate wholly and solely on qualifying. So to qualify, you have to qualify in December. And I think even if you're on the fence about whether you want to do it, just do yourself a favor and qualify so you have options. So in January or Christmas, after Christmas, you can just take stock and just sit with it and go, I've qualified. Am I going to do it? Think about then, are you going to do it? Just do everything in your power now to qualify so that you have options, because I've seen many people that wish that they had qualified, and come January, come February, they're kicking themselves that they didn't, get those free enrollments or whatever. So I think that's a good segue into the qualification checklist. Sarah, did you want to take that, or do you want me to? Oh, you're muted. Hang on.
Oh, have you got the image of it to go through the list?
Yes. So I will pop this up in the group if you like, but you need to be Premier or above in the month of December, and you need to have a sponsor. We'll come back to that sponsor thing in a moment. We'll chat about that. You need to also personally enroll. So personally enroll 3 new customers or wellness advocates in December with 100 PV or more. So this 100 PV order thing will come up for you time and time again, because Diamond Club is based on that. So you need to enroll 3 or more wellness advocates for December. Now, for me, if you're planning to qualify and you just want to give yourself options, I would have some backup. So if you had like a dad, an uncle or something, because if you get to 2 and you just need 1 more, it's just easy to take the stress off. It's Christmas. I'm just going to enroll my uncle.
The other thing I've suggested, Jess, to my leaders is, we're doing this Elise Shedovy sampling thing to focus some classes towards the end of November, so that maybe you can have those enrollments up your sleeve, knowing that more than likely we'll have a 200 PV frankincense offer in December. Obviously, we never guarantee to these things, but it's fairly certain that we will. So if you've done that hard work at the end of November, then you can pop them through in the December so that you've got that qualification.
Yeah.
And you're not just serving yourself. The reality is that that customer will get the free frankincense, which is, a great start. So, I've suggested that to the couple, Ange and Libby, who I know are planning on doing Diamond Club. I thought that was a really good strategy, because they've done that on purpose. They want you to have to push yourself a little bit, because December traditionally isn't an easy month to get enrollments.
Mm-hmm.
And whilst Diamond Club doesn't have to be difficult, the idea is just to stretch you a little bit, because that's the things that make you get out of your comfort zone, and that's where the magic always is. So
exactly. So I love that. So sample now, and it will pay off for you in December. And then have a backup plan for the end of, for just after Christmas, when you may or may not need that extra one. Then you need to have at least 10 people in your downline, in your team, in your downline on 100 PV or more loyalty rewards orders in December. So 5 who live in your local area within that 100-kilometre radius of your home, and 5 people out of area. So this is where it's changed from previous years. This is a game changer in my view, because a lot of people were held back from doing Diamond Club by the out of area people. Now they've loosened that, and 5 people who live in an out of area location, at least 100 k's from your home, but they don't have to be in the same location. So when I did it, I had 5 people. I have a lot of team around Grafton and Coffs Harbour, and those 5 people were there. But you could now, this qualification year, you could have them, one in Melbourne, one in Perth. They can just be in 5 different areas. And I love that idea, because it makes it easier to leverage. You're getting your travel reimbursement, and you can really leverage that, and you can visit all of those out of area locations, hopefully, in your Diamond Club. So just remember that it's single orders only. Combined orders do not qualify. And if you've got multiple people in your team doing Diamond Club, that person's order can't qualify multiple Diamond Clubbers, only one Diamond Clubber.
Joe just has a question about, so we're talking about in Diamond Club. travel reimbursement is guaranteed in the months that you are eligible. So as long as you meet the criteria and that you have someone in that area, you will be reimbursed. You're not reimbursed if you fall out of Diamond Club, all right? So, but we might cover off that in another webinar, because that's more what happens inside Diamond Club versus qualification, all right? So
yeah, exactly.
I'll chat to you about this later.
So we will do a follow-up webinar when it comes to people that have qualified and just looking at all of those nitty-gritty details and, you know, ideas for making your Diamond Club easier and just getting your head around those travel reimbursements. So the qualification month is definitely December, and then your application is due through to the Diamond Club doTERRA corporate office, which is Melinda Pitts, by the 6th of January. So then Diamond Club kicks off on the 1st of Feb. So they're the qualification periods. If you have any questions, feel free to unmute yourself and ask. But there's that one big change with the 5 people who live in and out in any out of area location, 100 k's from your home. Yeah. Did you have anything else to add to that, Sarah? Have I covered everything there?
So my suggestion again, if you really are wanting to qualify and I say this because when the first time I did Diamond Club, I was premier, but I was not a consistent premier by any stretch of the imagination. And I really didn't have those out of area 100 PBs. So I had to work really hard to get those. So if you, again, start sharing Christmas ideas and promote people doing that LRP in the start of December to maybe buy some of their Christmas gifts. You know, be creative about how you can do this. And the beautiful thing is that this is not something that's going to just help you qualify in December. It's something that's going to train you. I mean, doTERRA never do anything by accident. We're trying to get people on 100 LRP because that's what shows an active user that's really adopted the lifestyle. So, you know, go about trying to create some excitement about that in December, buying Christmas gifts, swapping, those sorts of things, so that you know that you're going to have those ready to go. And I also encourage you, if you don't have them yet, book some classes now for October and November. I literally had to do this the first time I did it, and manifest new people. Like, you can do it. It's not too late.
Never too late.
Yeah, it's never too late. Well, it's too late after the end of November to have LRPs, but you can enroll those people now. So make your list. I'm doing the same thing now. I've made a list of 150 people, and I made myself contact 10 of them today. Like, just jump on and do it now and give yourself the option to do Diamond Club, because it's a game changer for your business.
Yeah, it is such a game changer for your business. And yeah, exactly what Sarah's saying. If you can enroll someone in November, then they can activate their LRP. Because remember, the LRP is what they're looking for when we talk about the 5 people who live out of an area or 5 people in an area. It's the LRP, so they can't be enrollment orders. So you really need to enroll them in November, help them get their hopefully free frankincense in December, and that's going to count towards. And it has to be a single order. So if someone's placing an 88 PV order, you can't top that up to make your 5. The other thing is, you know, starting to think about, what does your Diamond Club look like for you? What things can you start to implement to streamline your business now? What systems can you put in place? Can you get together some welcome packs? Can you start educating your family? Go back and listen to the previous webinar that we did. It was about, you know, Diamond Club and helping you educate your family, because a lot of your family and friends won't know what Diamond Club is. And, you know, for me, it was taking pressure off myself if I just let my friends know not to call me to go to the park because those 4 months I'm doing Diamond Club, or to let my family who aren't really on board with doTERRA know what Diamond Club is and know how important it is for me to do. It is, if you want your business to succeed, what was the percentage? It was like 85% or 87% of people that are in the rank of Diamond or above have done Diamond Club. So, and the other thing is, yes, it is numbers based. doTERRA needs you to put through 18 enrollments a month, and that sounds like a big, scary number, especially for a business, a network marketing business, where we have never had to be held to numbers or accountable to numbers. But for Diamond Club, because you are getting significant travel reimbursements and it is it's an amazing program, they have to draw a line in the sand somewhere. So try to put those numbers aside. Don't worry about them yet, but just know that there is a certain magic that happens with Diamond Club, and it will be magic for your business, even if you're like Ange and you don't rank advance. So there's this myth that if you do Diamond Club, if you complete Diamond Club, you will double rank advance, and we hear all these fairy tale stories. It's not the truth. It really is strengthening your business, and Ange seems like she's going down the track of being a little bit more strategic about this Diamond Club, whereas for me, when I did Diamond Club, I was so worried about those numbers that I didn't do strategy. So I think if I was to do it again, I would definitely be a little bit more strategic about my placement. The other thing, the placements on my workshop, and where my energy was going. The other thing I want to mention is that we saw on the stage this year at Leadership someone who absolutely killed Diamond Club, and they started as a premier with a team of, I'm not good with numbers, but I think it was like in the 30s, a team of 30-something people. And I can almost bet my bottom dollar that that person was told that they shouldn't be doing Diamond Club because their team wasn't big enough, and she went and proved everyone wrong. So you don't need a massive team. You don't need to be a certain rank. Like Premier is what you need to qualify as. If you're Premier and you qualify, it gives you options to do Diamond Club. You can decide that later, but at least give yourself those options, because every day I'm grateful that I did Diamond Club.
Yeah, I agree with that. The first time I did Diamond Club, I was, as I said, a shaky premier, and I enrolled one of my leaders at the end of November when I went on holidays to Yamba. Like, I just happened to be on holidays, and I was like, I knew I had to find out-of-town places, so I just put some classes out there and enrolled someone, and that was one of my out-of-town areas, and I travelled there every 2 weeks. It was amazing. It was like a 2.5-hour drive for me. And yes, I did rank advance, but what was really cool was my leader's rank advance. So she enrolled in November, and at the start of Diamond Club was hosting classes with me. That team evolved from being obviously brand new in the November to being silver by the end of it. So it wasn't so much that I did rank advance, but it wasn't even that. It was the fact that I managed to help new leaders blossom. And sometimes that they're not always helping you rank, but the reality is, our uni level is such a massive part of our compensation plan that is actually the juice too, and you'll come to see that as your business progresses. But it's not too late. Like, seriously, like, I literally enrolled that leader at the end of November, and was a major part of the success of my first Diamond Club was supporting that team. So
awesome.
Yeah.
And I think you'll never regret doing Diamond Club, even if your Diamond Club season was only 1 month. You will never regret doing it, but you will absolutely regret not qualifying and at least giving yourself that option to do it. So do yourself a favour, qualify, work your butt off to qualify in December, reach out to your upline, because a lot of it is just like, I need help getting my out of area people. Give me some ideas. So sometimes just talking with someone one-on-one is enough to give you some really cool ideas on how you can do that. And it's not a big scary monster. It's just Diamond Club, and it will propel your business, but it's not the end of the world. So we're all here to help you. That's the other thing. You're not doing it alone. You should never feel like you're doing Diamond Club alone. I think that's what I loved about it. It was so collaborative.
Actually, Melinda's got some really wonderful ideas to help support in the lead up to it. I mean, I know one thing from Jess and before that, when we did it, there wasn't a lot of support, but the support from corporate now is incredible. So, you've got your uplines, you've got your cross lines, but you also have incredible support from corporate now. So I echo everything you just said, Jess. Just jump on board and get qualified, and then worry about the logistics of doing it later,
and you can work with different people to help you, so you're not in that logistics thing alone. One thing that I didn't come back to was the sponsor. So you do need at least one sponsor in your upline, but up to 3. And having more sponsors is better. You also need to nominate your mentoring sponsor. So the person that you gel with the most, that should be your nominated mentoring sponsor. So you're allowed 3. So what that looks like is a message, a phone call. Depends how close you are with these uplines. I would go for the person who enrolled you as my number 1, and then the person that enrolled them, because of the fast start, they will see a beautiful flow on. Go with the people that make money off your fast start as your first stop. And then, I end up asking, I think, 5 people to be my sponsors. There is so much, people that have done Diamond Club will not have a problem sponsoring you, but people that may be in your upline that aren't as educated, there may just be a little bit of resistance there. So speak to your closest upline. Hopefully they've done Diamond Club and they can help you with that. We will also put in some wording. I end up sending emails, to be honest. I'll do a little video, put in some wording on that, on how you can ask your uplines to sponsor you. And most people, almost 99% of uplines, are just going to be cheering you on, going, of course I will. And you'll receive, I receive little goodies in the mail and things like that. So it really is a collaborative thing.
Also with your out of town people, I'm going to do a little video and place it in this event on how to find, sort your detailed genealogy by postcode so that you can have a look. So I'll show you how you can go through your back office. I am going to record it separately just so I can take out names and for privacy's sake. But I'll show you how you can sort your back office so that you can see where those people are, and so you can start looking, some of the things I do in my back office to start looking for opportunities. All right. And one of the biggest things I did was I went to my parents' hometowns, my in-laws, so that I could stay with them. You get travel reimbursement, but you don't get accommodation reimbursement. One of the stories I loved the most was Emily Wright was talking about how when they first started doTERRA, and I might have already said this in the last webinar, so I apologise, but I
Go for it.
And she talked about sitting in lounge rooms, knee to knee with people, talking about the oils, and that's how Diamond Club came about. Because when they first started doTERRA, they didn't have huge amounts of money. They'd all mortgaged their houses to the hilt to keep this company private, and they used frequent flyer points to travel, but couldn't afford fancy accommodation, so they literally would stay with the people. And again, sometimes it's a little bit uncomfortable, but it's the magic of Diamond Club, because you bond with these people and you have relationships with these people that goes on beyond it. And ultimately, this business is not like a traditional business where they're business colleagues. They become like family, and that's a really important part of it. So embrace that, because it's a fabulous part. But I've digressed here. I will do a video to show you how to do that. And I'll put it
and I will do a video about asking your sponsors. And does anyone have any questions? Because we're going to do a Q&A at the end of this.
Oh, okay. So there's a question here. Does this include New Zealand? I have 2 sharers over there that I would love to go and visit and do workshops for. Absolutely. New Zealand and Australia are sort of one market managed by the same corporate team. So all of the reimbursements. So if you've got to do 3 out-of-town trips, New Zealand covers it. Ange and I actually went to Queenstown when I did Diamond Club. And Ange did get an exception to go to Singapore in hers. I'm not guaranteeing that's going to happen for you, but you can always ask. So if you've got someone relatively close overseas, obviously Asia's not Europe, you might be able to claim some reimbursement. And she just booked 2 flights in advance, and that worked well for her. So, but yeah, 100% New Zealand is included. So go and see those people across the ditch for sure.
Awesome.
Dancing ladies, I like dancing ladies.
Who else has got questions? Catherine?
Yeah. Can at some stage someone give advice on during Diamond Club how people that have done Diamond Club in previous years have managed, because convention's on during, the 3rd month of Diamond Club, how people manage convention and Diamond Club and fitting in their classes, if that makes sense.
That's a really good one. Yep. We will definitely cover that in our next one, which will be for people that have really qualified and are setting up planning. But yeah, that is a tricky one. It was a big worry of mine doing convention and Diamond Club, but
On the flip side, it's really cool because you get your flights reimbursed to go to convention if you book a class while you're there.
Yep.
Hillary had a question. Do the 10 people in your downline, I have answered in the chat, but I'll just say it out loud. Do the 10 people in your downline who are on 100 PV in December have to be your personal enrollments? No. Anyone in your downline, as long as you have 10 100-point LRPs and they are 5 in town and 5 out of town, that's all you need.
Awesome. Yeah. Hey, Mel Merritt, did you have anything? Did you want to ask anything? She might be listening at work.
No, I'm here. I'm listening, folding my washing. No, I think I've just got a lot to think about. I don't, yeah, I've just got a lot to process. I want to give it a go, but I just don't know if I'm actually capable of doing it. And I don't mean that in the sense I know I'm capable of doing it. I've got the right mindset there. I'm just thinking of time parameters and work commitments and background support and that kind of stuff. So
yeah. So my advice to you would be to qualify, to do everything you can to qualify, and then you can deal with that later, because I mean, for me, it was many months of trying to organise support and working it out for me and our family. And I think you would be in the same boat, because Mel has a Monday to Friday job and family business and kids and all of that jazz. And I think qualify and then let's deal with that.
Yep, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
I think also, Mel, I think again that the reason why I wanted Ange to come on is that it doesn't always have to be crazy. Like the minimum qualifications are 3 in-town classes, 3 out-of-town classes. And, you know, what I encouraged my leaders who did it last year to do, sorry about the noisy baby in the background, was to, you know, when you're looking at those 100-point LRPs in December, start thinking about who can host for you, because people actually get pretty excited about the thought of you coming to visit them. Like, they're like, really? The company's going to help pay for you come and visit me, like, from Brisbane to Melbourne? That's amazing. Like, they kind of have this really incessant interest in travel. Travel's a big buzz thing, and if the company's paying for you to travel, you must be very important. Which you are, because Diamond Club's epic. So, you know, inquire who can help you do that. And the one other thing about Diamond Club is that you don't have to do all the classes yourself, right? So when I was helping in Yamba, I wasn't running the classes. I would literally drop my kids at school, drive to Yamba, rock up for a class, maybe even do 2 classes and drive home. And I didn't actually have to do the classes. I was just there as a support person.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like when you're running your own classes for personal enrollments, you're actually just supporting your team. In fact, what I would encourage you to do is do 1 class for them and then get them to start doing it with your, you know, watchful eye and as a support person. So it does take a load off you a little bit, because you're not having to do all of that preparation and inviting. They're handling
inviting. Yeah. And a lot of the classes will be hosted in someone's home, so they're doing the inviting. It is. I've actually found Diamond Club much easier than when I was running my own classes prior to Diamond Club. No, the 18 enrollments do not have to be personal enrollments. They can be all other people's enrollments. And, you know, I'm not a high personal enroller, but there's been times there where I've put in like 15 forms. And actually that's when I started teaching my husband to put the forms through. None of them were my enrollments, but it is such a buzz to be helping your hosts get fast start. They don't actually have to be leaders. A lot of people will be sitting at home saying, well, I don't have any builders. I don't have any leaders in my team. Fine. Most people that start Diamond Club do not have leaders or builders in their team. You are nurturing that. You are definitely nurturing that. And those people that you have slept at their house or you've had coffee with them during Diamond Club or run a workshop in their home will be more interested in what this business looks like. They'll have more questions for you, and that will stir something in a certain percentage of them.
Yeah, and I can echo that too. I've seen with one of my leaders who didn't have builders before Diamond Club, but has had all of these people awaken, and they're not necessarily leaders still, but they are personally enrolling and bringing people to her business. So if anything, it's going to add that to your business. And again, the 18 enrollments is something not to be scared of, because I know when I first did Diamond Club, I was not getting those in my team every month. I was only a little premier. But it happened just through the magic of sharing those classes and the energy of giving away free oils. And when you have that little push, like I know I enrolled Libby, who's now one of my silvers, on the last day of Diamond Club in February, because I just needed one more enrollment. So I got out my list and I did a 3 o'clock one-on-one with her and enrolled her with the Home Essentials kit. And she's now, the following year, she was the person who helped me go to platinum. So you just don't know what those little pushes are going to do in your business, and that it gets us off our seat and gets us into doing what we're meant to be doing, and that's what it's good for. And
it's an amazing insight into what you actually have to do to run a doTERRA business. So that's, it's like an apprenticeship in 4 months. It is so good. So people that, and hence the numbers show people that are Diamond and above have done Diamond Club because of the training ground that Diamond Club is. Yeah. If we do a workshop with someone who is a customer and they are somewhere that won't help the business. Yeah. Oh, you're on mute, Sarah.
Oh, absolutely. I'm number one strategic in my Gallup strength, so I'm all about the wholesale customer move. So I'm happy to do a little video about this too, if you like. And 100%, that 90 days is there for a reason, because most wellness advocates happen on average after 50 days of being enrolled. And that 90 days is designed to try and help us train people how to understand the business. So yes, absolutely. That is exactly what you want to happen in Diamond Club.
Yep. Awesome. Happen a few times would be good.
Yeah. Over and over. Duplication.
Yep. Has anyone else got any questions?
Oh, your number one strategy too. I love that.
And I'm not at all.
That's the blessing of it, isn't it?
So I was not strategic at all in Diamond Club, and in the last month I started to be a little bit strategic. But I was just and that's one thing, don't get yourself hung up on the numbers. Please don't look at the 18 enrollments. I tied myself up in knots over that. So just don't look at the numbers. Don't worry about that. There is an amazing magic attached to Diamond Club. There's no way I thought I would have 8 enrollments in 1 month. And I did. So.
And she won.
I definitely was not going to win. I was just strung up about the numbers. So forget the numbers, people, until you're enrolled and you're preparing. I would even just forget them, full stop. And any amount of Diamond Club is an amazing for your business. So even if you were just to do 1 month or 2 months and opt out or not qualify to do the following month, then that is still going to be half of Diamond Club that you've done and rocket fueled your business. So yeah, do it.
And people with free oils, which is
the free oils, yeah. Which to us,
from doTERRA, so that's awesome.
They go crazy for it, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do.
Okay.
Right, well, yes, so if you've got any more questions later, if you're going through and helping you're looking at your tree, both Jess and I are co-hosts on this event, so we can see the questions. So if you've got any questions, just add them in there and we can throw a little video in or whatever else. Clearly, we both love Diamond Club. So, you're not going to have any problems getting us to answer questions about it.
Yeah, exactly. Diamond Club groupies.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll do Diamond Club again and they won't let me.
Me too.
Very upset about it.
All
right.
Okay.
Right.
Thank you, everyone, for coming.
Yes. Cool.
We'll put the replay up. See you guys.